Frank, I know this guy looks like a Wookiee, but you can't fuck him. Oh, hey, everybody. How you doing? Welcome to the wood. That was my best intro yet. He does look like a Wookiee. But anyway,
I want to fuck him.
I'm going to fuck him.
It's a problem I face every day.
Yeah.
I reckon that's more like Wookiee on Wookiee porn.
I think me and Red are outnumbered today because look at all the facial hair.
Yeah, I'm not feeling very fucking manly at the moment.
I got a little bit. I got a little bit of hair, but not compared to these boys. God damn.
Feel like I'm back at school 14 with a bit of bum fluff on my chin.
That look like some kind of bad Duck Dynasty experience going on.
We've wandered into a fucking lumberjacks fucking camp or some shit, boss. What's going on?
You know, that wouldn't be the first time someone came up to me and was like, just made some kind of Duck Dynasty reference. I like plaid shirts, so I actually have a couple.
Yeah.
And I made a mistake of going into Goodwill where there's a bunch of people, you know, that, well, anyway. And this guy's like, you know what you remind me of? You remind me of Duck Dynasty. I like that. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I went in my car and listened to Bike and Metal and just pouted the whole time.
Well, try to be fat and bald. I get compared to every fat, bald person on the planet. I'm Butterbean, I'm Uncle Fester, I'm this, I'm that. It's like, and they all think they're original too. They all think they're the very first person ever compared me to Butterbean.
Well, I guess I like this a little bit better than when I didn't have hair and you know people would see me from the back and they think I was a girl. So,
dude, this is what happened to me one time. I was at a bar. Right, this is back when I had long hair because I used to have hair down on my ass. I mean, it was literally I could put my hair in like 3 ponytails. It was really long hair. And I was at a bar and this guy come up and asked me to dance. And I'm a big old dude. Right? I looked at him and I said, I'm a guy. I don't care. And he said, I don't care. I'm like, oh, okay, you're one of those. And that's back, and that's back before, you know, no homo wasn't a thing. Down here in the South, that was like 20 years ago, and that wasn't cool. But now I'm cool with it. Back then, I was an idiot. Anyways, the day I shaved my head, I was 24 years old.
You never looked back.
Never looked back. I did it out of a dare.
I don't think I'd ever shave my head. I just don't look good bald.
They dared me to do it, and then when I did it, they were like, hell, you look like a badass. But think about this, though. I was like, this was back when I was like truly like wild and crazy and fighting a lot. You know, I used to tell people all the time, it must feel bad to get your ass whooped by a dude that looks like a girl. Because I had good hair. But I could beat your ass. But
I had that beautiful hair.
I did have nice hair.
I've been slowly making preparations just in case I start to go bald so that I can shave it. Just to, you know,
here's what's sad. I've been shaving my head since I was 24 years old, right? I was going to let it grow back. Then I noticed I was actually going bald, and it bothered me. But I've had a head shave for 20 years. So it was just weird. It's just that whole pride thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes, that does mean I dance with other guys. Actually, I don't just dance with them. I suck their dicks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially Australian skinny guys.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. Wait, what?
What? Okay. Anyways, today is kind of a goofy day. Well, they're all goofy here on the Morning Wood, but today we're going to be telling like some dirty jokes and just kicking the shit. So I'm just going to start off with, I got a list of jokes. You may have heard a lot of these, but I'm going to tell a couple, you know, here and there. First one, we're going. Harry and his wife are having a hard financial times, so they decide that she'll become a hooker. She's not quite sure what to do, so Harry says, stand in front of that bar and pick up a guy. Tell him that you charge $100. If you got a question, I'll be parked around the corner. She's standing there for 5 minutes when a guy pulls up and asks, how much? She says, $100. He says, All I got is 30. She says, hold on, and runs back to Harry and asks, what can he get for 30? A hand job, Harry replies. She runs back and tells the guy, all he gets for $30 is a hand job. He agrees. She gets in the car. He unzips his pants and pops out this huge. She stares at it for a minute and then says, I'll be right back. She runs back to Harry and asks, can you loan this guy $70? So she wants that bit. That's just not funny, though. Why'd y'all laugh?
Because it was pretty funny.
It's all right. You got one, Red? You got a joke you want to tell, Red?
Oh, I'm going to basically steal other people's jokes.
That's what I'm doing.
Admit. Yeah.
Right.
Well, I'll just go big straight off. British comedian Jimmy Carr. The dirtiest joke he ever heard, which he was told in a bar in Australia of all places. How do you make a homosexual have sex with a woman? You shit in her cunt.
Oh.
God damn.
There you go.
That's nasty.
Exactly. I thought I'd just start big and work my way down.
Today's a lot about just shooting the shit and talking and doing these jokes. Usually I tell my own jokes. I don't really do punchline jokes like this, but I do like a good punchline joke. And here's one. A man escapes from prison where he has been for 15 years. He breaks into a house to look for money and guns and finds a young couple in bed. I've heard this joke. He orders the guy out of bed and ties him to a chair while tying the girl to the bed. He gets on top of her, kisses her neck, then gets up and goes into the bathroom. While he's in there, the husband tells his wife, listen, this guy is an escaped convict. Look at his clothes. He's probably spent lots of time in jail and hasn't seen a woman in years. I saw how he kissed your neck. He wants sex. If he wants sex, don't resist. Don't complain. Do whatever he tells you. Satisfy him no matter how much he nauseates you. This guy is probably very dangerous. If he gets angry, he'll kill us. Be strong, honey. I love you. To which his wife responds, he wasn't kissing my neck. He was whispering in my ear. He told me he was gay, thought you were cute, and asked me if we had any Vaseline. I told him it was in the bathroom. Be strong, honey. I love you too.
I've heard that one before. That was a good one.
Yeah, it's a classic. I love that one. He was about to get his butthole toe up. Everybody get a little booty loving, Red. You know, you used to it.
Just no comment. No comment.
No comment. So did you hear about the newest Roseanne shit?
Wow. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
About why she said it.
And Joe Rogan was kind of defending it today.
Yeah, and I watched that, and I was like, Joe, come on, bro.
Don't die on this hill, Joe. Don't die on this hill.
Are you talking about Ambien?
Yeah, the Ambien thing, that's not a good defense. Look, that's a stupid defense.
Did you hear the company's reply? The company had the best reply ever in the history of the internet. That's just like, yeah, our medication doesn't cause racism.
Right.
Sorry, Rosie.
We have side effects to Ambien, but racism is not one of them.
That's right.
Yeah.
Did you see Philip DeFranco's response to that part specifically? Listed in their side effects is mental changes.
Mm-hmm.
So, strange mental reactions. I mean, it could be worded as though maybe it will shift somebody, but I'm not defending that. I'm just saying.
Okay, Hero would say this, but she's got history of making tweets.
Exactly. All you got to do is start scrolling down that fucking timeline on Twitter and start reading that shit, and it's just like, whoop, there's a prior. Oh, there's another prior. Whoop, there's another prior. Whoa,
she's been saying that shit crazy things for years, and I just can't really get behind. Oh, the Ambien made me, do it.
Yeah, so. I can't get behind that one either. I just think it's a little far fetched. Look, she has every right to say what she wants. Was it? I've said racial jokes. Everybody has. it was, it wasn't that funny. Now, I will agree on one thing. She said she didn't know the woman was black. This woman could be mistaken for another race besides black.
Yeah.
She could.
Yeah, the comparison to the character that if she made a direct comparison to the character and a hair reference, she would have been fucking in the clear, but she just was very vague with her reference.
Yeah.
And that was
The fact that
was part of it. Yeah.
Specifically stated Planet of the Apes character, and instead of just using like the character's name, which
should have said Vera from Planet of the Apes and in the clear and mentioned the hair. It's just like, look at that hair. She looks like Vera from Planet of the Apes. It's like, that's not a racist. That's saying she's got horrible hair that looks like a crappy movie character.
And she does kind of resemble the fucking character.
Well, the hair does, definitely. That's a legit comparison. But Roseanne just fucked it right up and just went,
yeah.
And now that a lot of the right-wingers are really pissed because Roseanne got kicked off ABC, and now they're asking, they're calling for Bill Maher's head because he makes fun of Trump.
Oh, God damn it. Can we start with this shit?
Yeah, honestly, here's the deal. It's ridiculous.
The only thing that's going to be left on TV in 20 years, it's going to be like one of those fucking birds that just dip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be it. And it's just, that's the only non-offensive thing left on the fucking planet. But someone will eventually get offended by it, and that'll be the end of everything.
That fucking bird is white. Kill him.
Eventually, that's what I'm saying. I always hate to use the slippery slope, but where are we going to stop with this? I mean, seriously, we've got to stop because it keeps getting worse and worse. However, I do agree that ABC has every right to cancel the show. They have every right. If they want to, that's fine. The only thing is, I see all these people celebrating that the show got canceled. So Roseanne hurts one person's feelings, and they're celebrating that hundreds and hundreds of people lost a job.
Yeah, I mean, that's a whole, what TJ said, I kind of agree with. Maybe kill her off. Even though it says Roseanne, it doesn't mean she exactly has to stay on there.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that. I don't think, honestly, I don't know if that would work on that show. It might, because John Goodman's a hell of an actor, and I haven't watched the new show, honestly.
It's really good.
But I hear it was based around Darlene more than it was any of them.
Yeah, she's the one that got it all together. The actress that plays Darlene, from what I understand, and if I'm wrong, chap, set me straight. She's the one that put it all together and got the band back together to go back and start doing gigs, and it's really fucked.
Yeah, it's fucking.
That that one of the actresses that she's brought back in has fucked everyone in the butt, basically, and. I don't know where it's going to leave her legally, whether she's liable for those people could turn around and go, right, you've just fucked me out of potential earnings because of your big mouth, see you in court. She might get ruined because of this, and I think that's a bit too much. It's a shitty thing to say. Yeah. She should be held to account, but here's the thing. Forgiveness is a big part of, what's that thing that everyone likes to do in America? Christianity, that's right. It's like fucking... There's not so much forgiveness going on these days. It's like they call people out, people get fucked over, and then they are ostracized and just fucking smoked. There's no forgiveness anymore. And I think once someone's fucked up, like there's degrees of fucking up. Obviously, Weinstein can go live in the fucking mountains and meditate and try and become a better human being. But Roseanne, all right, she's fucked up a bit, but should she be ostracized from following? Should the show be shut down? No. Maybe she should be told to fuck off and go on holiday for a month while the show keeps going and they do a little bit of rewriting around that. Oh, where's your mum, Darlene? Oh, she's gone to Europe for a holiday.
Yeah.
So Roseanne is actually famous for a blatant recasting way back in the day when they replaced the older daughter, right? Mm-hmm. They could literally just replace Roseanne and play off that joke.
I still don't think that would work.
With Rosie O'Donnell.
I don't know. So here's the deal. Rosie is the show. Rosie O'Donnell, my asshole.
Right, up to the joke, right?
Yeah,
we said dirty jokes, right?
Yeah, I hate that cunt. Anyways, Roseanne Barr she's the reason people tune in. She really is. But now I noticed yesterday we glossed over this yesterday, and somebody made a comment on the video where they said, "Well, Roseanne was never talented. She never, had any kind of
bullshit."
Exactly,
It's a fucking wicked stand-up comic. She was fucking back in her prime when she hit the scene. She fucking.
She's actually an innovator.
Yeah, Joe Rogan said she crushed. And when Joe Rogan's talking about comedy, that motherfucker knows what he's talking about. And if he says Roseanne crushed, she crushed. She
brought something new to the table back then. It was because not a lot of women were killing back then when she first came out. There was not a lot of great women stand-ups. And she fucking killed. And so and look, you can't deny the woman's success with the show. I love the original show. I haven't watched one episode of the new one. I love the original show because I thought it was, I thought the average American family could sit down and relate to that show. Because it was more realistic than anything else on TV. It had a great cast. John Goodman's phenomenal. She had talent. Did she fuck up? Absolutely. Well, she fucked up, and I don't like the excuse of Ambien that it did. To me, I'm like, yeah, you could have done without that. But
looking at a comment, in shows get cancelled all the time. Sometimes before they get when we understand that, what we're saying is the reason this show in particular got cancelled is shit. One person says one shitty thing on Twitter, and 100 people, or the entire crew, production, post-production, catering, all those people are now out of a fucking job because of one person saying some shit. I question management's decision. I think it's wrong.
Shows do get canceled all the time, but not shows with 20 million fucking viewers.
Yeah, there's another point. This was actually a successful show. That's a really good point, boss.
Yeah,
again, Rosie fucked up. There's a price to pay. We understand that, free speech and all that. I've had this argument before. You're free to say what you like, when you like, to who you like. Yeah. But there's a price to pay for every action. There's an equal and opposite reaction. And sadly, this blowback was a lot bigger than I reckon anyone ever expected.
Yeah.
Now,
and I like Joe Rogan, but I think Joe Rogan's full of shit about defending the Ambien excuse. Full of fucking shit.
If it says on the thing, I'm actually going to look into this and see what sort, because Joe gave an example of one of his buddies were on it. He reckons he got up and cooked himself a full meal without any recollection of it. I don't know if that's true or not, but I have had pharmaceutical drugs. I used to take this thing called Zyprexa, and I'd wake up the next day like I was a zombie, and I'd have no recollection for the 2 hours. I took the shit for 2 hours before I get knocked out. I don't remember shit.
I agree.
Blank.
And if it was the first time she did it, I would say, okay, maybe.
Yeah.
But she's got a history of doing it.
Yeah. I know, but she could be legit. If she's mixed alcohol with these pills, there could be a really fucking nasty chemical reaction going on in her bloodstream that's turned her into a flaky fuckwit. It's possible.
I don't think she should be crucified for it. Honestly, I don't. I think that I think we all have the right to say, no, she should have known. And see, here's the thing I always say. In her position that she's in, she should have known better, but she still has every right to say it. And look, I don't think she's a blatant fucking racist because she compared a person of color to a fictional character, by the way. So I don't know. I don't think she's a racist. I think she made because you can't make racial jokes and racial insults without being a racist.
Right, but your words are torn apart and paid attention to with a magnifying glass when you get as big as she is. So it's walking on eggshells, right?
Oh, exactly. So, if you have any kind of spotlight on you, you do have to be careful what you say, and these people do need to be more careful. But what can you say?
Yeah. Well, there's one other thing. This could be a really big overreaction by management of the station to appease snowflakes, and then in a month, there's nothing saying that they can't reverse this decision. Yeah. There's nothing stopping them from turning around and going, listen, all right, we overreacted. Roseanne's coming back. and she's gonna donate this much money to this fucking black charity, blah blah blah, and turn it into a big this is a big promotional.
See, ABC doesn't own the show though.
No,
Who does?
I think she owns the show, don't she?
I'm not sure who actually owns it, but ABC does not own the show. So if she owns it, if she owns the show, she could absolutely pick up her online like Amazon or Netflix.
Oh, yeah, she can go to Netflix or something. Like that.
Yeah, and that would be the move. I think. What do you think?
Yep.
Oh, we lost you for a few seconds there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it happens.
Fucking
anyway, she can move it to Amazon or Netflix or something. I think that'd be a good move, but whatever.
Right.
It'll definitely be interesting to find out over the next week or two what's going on, because now she's used the drug as the excuse that's going to come under the microscope, and we'll start seeing stories on our social media about people's experiences. So we'll see what happens, but all you got to do, like I said, scroll down a timeline, and some of the language she's used in the past is very fucking questionable at best.
Yeah.
To the last point, it looks like a company called Jax Media is the production company, and Carsey Werner Distribution is the one that owns it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. So they're free to sell it to another network.
Yeah. But right now, I think everybody's probably afraid to touch it.
Yeah.
Right now, yeah. Give it how long? For 30 days? Or next big thing. Well, next time Trump tries to fuck something, it's all going to be forgotten about. We're in a 24-hour media cycle now. It's just,
and it's so funny now though that you can actually and look, being racist is bad. We know that. You shouldn't have to say it's bad. We know it's bad. But the thing about it is though, you can murder somebody and not get the fucking reaction you get by saying the black joke. It's fucking crazy, man. It's
right.
If you say something about women, and I'm gonna tell you something else I want to bitch about right quick. What is the name of that goddamn Netflix show? It's where the chick was a mole girl. She got kidnapped, whatever. I keep thinking of that. Unbreakable. That's it. The show on Netflix, Unbreakable. It's the last season. I actually enjoyed the first couple seasons. That was pretty cute, goofy little show, goofy comedy show. But they're going out with a bang, I guess. And and I was sitting there watching a couple episodes last night, and I was like, this is nothing but man bashing. They literally say in the show that every man basically born a monster. We can control it. We're all born bad. All men are bad. We just have to learn how to control it.
I haven't learned how to control mine yet. God damn it.
It's such a fuck. So I was thinking, am I the only one seeing this shit? So I Googled it, and there's a lot of talk about it going on right now. How the show Unbreakable, Kimmy Schmidt, is taking on the Me Too movement. And I'm like, fuck you and your Me Too movement.
Oh, well, here you go, ladies. You want true equality? You got it. Next time we have a world war and there's a draft on, you can join in the fucking fun and come and join the meat grinder front line on a fucking war. Come on, ladies, come on down.
Yeah,
that's one thing. I don't hear feminists fucking now. I've heard women that do want to join the front line, but you want fairness? Come and join the fucking front line, ladies. World War I style. It's like that they're not interested in actual equality. These true feminazi fucking cunts like Big Red and that. They really don't want it.
Well, I tell you what, let's tell them. Exactly. Let's tell a dirty joke.
Oh, yes.
A psychiatrist was conducting a group therapy session with 3 young mothers and their small children. You all have obsessions, he observed. To the first mother, he said, you are obsessed with eating. You've even named your daughter Candy. He turned to the second mom. Your obsession is money. Again, it manifests itself in your child's name, Penny. At this point, the third mother got up, took the little boy by the hand, and whispered, come on, Dick, let's go.
Nice.
I always like that one.
Good God.
Here's an old goofy one, if I can remember correctly. It's so goofy, but I like it. there was this woman who wanted bigger breasts, so she went to this guy. You know, he's supposed to be like new age dude, and he told her she wanted bigger breasts. It's going to sound weird, but here's the gimmick: you got to do this like this right here, and you say, I must increase my bust. She thought it was weird, but she started doing the exercises. So she was on a public transportation bus one day, and she was quietly going, I must increase my bust. Well, the guy behind her stood up and said, Dr. Williams. She said, how could you know? He said, hickory dickory dock.
That's great. That was a good one. Goddamn.
All right, so did you guys hear the one about the mother who cleaned her son's bedroom and found an S&M magazine?
No.
So she takes the magazine, concerned, goes to her husband and says, well, what are we going to do about this? He's not old enough for any of this. So the husband looks at her and says, you know, I'm not sure, but I think we can rule out spanking.
Damn.
Good God.
My mom used to tell a joke about her ex-husband. She made this joke up. So he lost both his legs. Now her current husband lost his leg. Damn, Mom, what are you doing to these men? I just thought about that. But anyways, he lost his leg. So anyway, she came up with this little joke. She said that she went to this flea market and they sold her a magic mirror. So she didn't believe it because my mom got big titties, by the way. So she hung it up on the door and she said, mirror, mirror on the door, make my tits of double D44. Boom, her tits grew out. Double D44. So her husband went in the room and said, mirror, mirror on the door, make my dick touch the floor so his legs fell off.
Oh my God, that's great.
See, my mom got a good sense of humor, man. That's pretty fucking good. My mom's awesome.
Gonna have to crack out a few of the old Rodney Rude jokes. He did a whole bunch of jokes about his granddad. All right, let's see if we can remember right. So one day Rodney's granddad's gone into the city and he's booked himself into a hotel and he was a bit bored, so he's rung up and hired himself a escort for the evening. And the lady's rocked up to the room and she's going, good evening, sir. So what have we got planned for the night? She says, want to do something kinky. And the lady goes, yeah, all right. No worries. She says, so granddad says, right, strip down to your bra and panties. He says, the prostitute rips off her gear and he says, all right, go and do a handstand in the corner over there. And so she does the handstand and like 15 minutes pass and she sort of goes, hey, mate, I thought we were going to do something kinky. And he says, yeah, I already have. I shit in your handbag.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one. That's pretty awesome. Okay, one now. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. All right, I got one I got to get off my mind because I'm drinking coffee and I just keep thinking of this dumb joke. All right, so it's one of those, you know, I like my women the same way I like my coffee. Yeah. Everybody's heard them, and the best one I've ever heard is without a dick.
God damn.
I just want to see a coffee with a dick, honestly. Well, that's pretty cute, though. One night, a little girl walks in on her parents having sex. The mother is going up and down on the father, and when she sees her daughter looking at them, she immediately stops. What are you doing, Mommy? The mother, too embarrassed to tell her little girl about sex, so she makes up an answer. Well, sweetie, sometimes Daddy's tummy gets too big, so I have to jump up and down on it to flatten it out. The little girl replies, well, Mommy, you really shouldn't bother with that. The mother has a confused look on her face. Why do you say that, sweetheart? The little girl replies, because, Mommy, every time you leave in the morning, the lady next door comes over and blows it back up.
Oh, man.
I like that one. Here's one if I can remember it correctly. This is off the top of my head. I remember, there's these three dudes went to heaven, right? A white guy, a Mexican guy, and a black guy. So they get to heaven, and you get a very nice car to drive on the streets of gold. You know, and according to what you've done in your life, the sins you've committed. Well, the white guy gets like a Cadillac. The Mexican guy gets a bicycle. But he's riding down the road, and here comes the black guy. The black guy got a limo or something like that. The black guy comes by. Yeah, the black guy got a nice Cadillac. Black guy's coming by, and the Mexican guy's on the bicycle riding it. He said, but the black guy's crying, and the Mexican guy stops on his bicycle. I fucked that joke up. Okay, the Mexican guy rider. So the Mexican guy stops his bicycle and looks at the black guy and says, "Why are you crying, man? You got a Cadillac. Look at me. I'm on a damn bike." He said, "Yeah, but I seen my wife a few minutes ago. That bitch is on a skateboard."
Yep.
I fucked that joke all up, by the way. So my bad. All right, go ahead. Oh, well, let me read this real quick before. Jim decided to propose to Sandy, but prior to her acceptance, Sandy had to confess to her man about her childhood illness. She informed Jim that she suffered a disease that left her breast at maturity of 12 years old. He stated that it was okay because he loved her so much. "I too have a problem. My penis is the same size as an infant. I hope you could deal with that once we are married." She said, "Yes, I will marry you and learn to live with your infant penis." Sandy and Jim got married, and they could not wait, so Jim whisked Sandy off to their hotel suite, and they started touch teasing, holding one another. As Sandy put her hands in Jim's pants, she began to scream and ran out of the room. Jim ran after her to find out what was wrong. She said, "You told me your penis was the size of an infant." "Yes, it is. 8 pounds, 7 ounces, and 19 inches long."
All right. So this lady takes her husband to the doctor because he's been acting strangely. So the doctor comes back with the results after all of the testing and says, "Well, your husband either has AIDS or dementia." And his wife says, "Well, what am I supposed to do?" And the doctor says, "Well, take him about 10 miles away from your house and leave him there. And if he comes back, don't fuck him."
Damn. There's these 3 black women used to go fishing every day on a boat, right? Old black women, every day fishing. Well, one of the women, Liza, she was catching fish, catching fish. And the other woman, she said, "Liza, how come every day we go fishing, you always catch the fish?" She said, "Well, it's a little trick I got." She said, "In the mornings, I pull the sheet off my husband. If his penis is laying on the right side, I fish on the right side of the boat. If it's laying on the left side, I fish on the left side of the boat." She said, "Well, what if it's sticking straight up?" She said, "I don't go fishing that morning."
Oh, man. That was good.
This beautiful woman one day walks into the doctor's office, and the doctor is bowled over by how stunningly awesome she is. All his professionalism go right out of the window. He tells her to take her pants. Take her pants. It doesn't say take her pants off. Anyway, take her pants. She does and starts rubbing her thighs. "Do you know what I'm doing?" asked the doctor. "Yes, checking for abnormalities," she replies. He tells her to take off her shirt and bra. She takes them off. The doctor begins rubbing her breasts and asks, "Do you know what I'm doing now?" She replies, "Yes, checking for cancer." Finally, he tells her to take off her panties, lays her on the table, gets on top of her, and starts having sex with her. He says to her, "Do you know what I'm doing now?" She replies, "Yes, getting herpes. That's why I'm here."
That dirty old perv got it.
That's fucked up. See, if I told that joke to some feminists, well, they get pissed off, wouldn't they?
Right.
A girl realized that she had grown hair between her legs. She got worried and asked her mom about that hair. Her mom calmly said, "The part where the hair grows is called monkey. Be proud that your monkey has grown hair." The girl smiled. At dinner, she told her sister, "My monkey has grown hair." Her sister smiled and said, "That's nothing. Mine is already eating bananas."
God damn it.
Oh, damn. Oh, damn.
Someone asked me the other day how I viewed what my view was on lesbian relationships, and in HD is apparently not the right answer.
There you go.
Oh shit.
So I was thinking back, right? Thinking of being like jokes I heard like when I was much younger, and I distinctly remember one. So a Russian, a Mexican, and a cowboy, or I guess it'd be a Texan, right? A Russian, a Mexican, and a Texan are in a bar. The Russian orders a bottle of vodka, and he takes a big swig out of the top of it. He throws it into the air, pulls his sidearm, and shoots it out of the sky, blowing it to pieces. Looks over at the other two guys and says, "Where I come from, we have much of that." So the Mexican looks at the bartender and orders a bottle of tequila, takes a big swig off the top, throws it into the air, pulls out his sidearm, fires, blows it to pieces. Looks at the two other men and says, "Where I come from, we have lots of that." The Texan looks at the bartender, orders a cold beer, chugs it as much as he can, turns and shoots the Mexican. Right.
I like that.
Ancient joke. That is an ancient joke.
I like that though. I actually do. I was like, here's an ancient old joke. I heard this shit when I was a kid. There's a guy who couldn't make his woman, like yell during sex, right? Could not make her have an orgasm. She could not scream and nothing like that. So he put an ad in the paper. Well, now we're gonna put it on Craigslist. It's an old fucking joke. You put it on Craigslist, right? And for somebody to please his wife, he'd give him $1,000. So people started showing up. Black guy goes in there, nothing, not a sound. White guy goes in there, nothing, not a sound. This little Asian dude walks in. This is so stupid. Walks in there. His wife starts screaming, yelling, ah. Comes out, dude said, gives him $1,000. He said, "What the hell did you do?" He said, "Me Chinese, me play trick, me put hot sauce on my dick." It's so stupid. But I had to tell it. Okay, cowboy walks into a bar, takes a seat next to a very attractive woman. He gives her a quick glance, then casually looks at his watch for a moment. The woman notices this and asks, "Is your date running late?" "No," he replies. "I just got this state-of-the-art watch, and I was just testing it." The intrigued woman says, "A state-of-the-art watch? What is so special about it?" The cowboy explains, "It uses alpha waves to talk to me telepathically." The lady says, What's it telling you now?" "Well, it says you're not wearing any panties." The woman giggles and replies, "Well, it must be broken because I'm wearing panties." The cowboy smiles, taps his watch, and says, "Damn, things an hour fast."
Yep.
Smooth pickup line.
Yeah,
That's that every day.
Yeah.
Well, not now.
Here's my pickup line. I don't use come on lines. I come on you.
Jesus Christ.
A young man was showing. Let me tell this one. A young man was showing off his new sports car to his girlfriend. She was thrilled at the speed. "If I do 200 miles per hour, will you take off your clothes?" he asked. "Yes," said his adventurous girlfriend. And as he got up to 200, she peeled off all of her clothes. Unable to keep his eyes on the road, the car skidded onto some gravel and flipped over. The naked girl was thrown clear, but he was jammed beneath the steering wheel. "Go and get help," he cried. "But I can't. I'm naked. My clothes are gone." "Take my shoe," he said, "and cover yourself." Holding the shoe over her pubes, the girl ran down the road and found a service station, still holding the shoe between her legs. She pleaded to the service station proprietor, "Please help me. My boyfriend's stuck." I can see what's coming now. The proprietor looked at the shoe and said, "There's nothing I can do. He's in too far." That's pretty good. Go ahead and tell your joke, man. That's pretty. I like that one.
All right.
Yeah, that was a good one.
My dad goes to this eye doctor, and this eye doctor's from South Africa. And this, I shit you not, this is a joke. He told my dad a week ago, and my dad likes telling really fucked up jokes. So, alert, it's racist, but it's funny. All right, so this big black man walks into a bar, and he's got this fucking huge parrot sitting on his shoulder, and he walks up to the bar. Bartender looks at him and says, "Fuck, mate, where'd you get that?" The parrot says, fucking, they're everywhere in Africa, mate.
That was racist.
Oh, no. I'm sorry.
You son of a bitch.
Red has been canceled.
God damn it, Ambien.
Here at Pimpmunk Broadcasting System, we have canceled the show of Red Hyena. Oh, Little Johnny joke. You gotta love Little Johnny jokes. Little Johnny comes down to breakfast. Since they live on a farm, his mother asks if he had done his chores. Not yet, said Little Johnny. His mother tells him no breakfast until he has done his chores. Well, he's a little pissed off, so he goes to feed the chickens, and he kicks a chicken. He goes to feed the cows, and he kicks a cow. He goes to feed the pigs and kicks a pig. He goes back in for breakfast, and his mother gives him a bowl of dry cereal. How come I don't get any eggs and bacon? Why don't I have any milk in my cereal? He asked. Well, his mother says, I saw you kick a chicken, so you don't get any eggs. For a week, I saw you kick the pig, so you don't get any bacon for a week either. I also saw you kick the cow, so for a week you aren't getting any milk. Just then, his father comes down for breakfast and kicks the cat halfway across the kitchen. Little Johnny looks up at his mother with a smile and says, are you going to tell him or should I?
That's good.
Yeah, it's pretty cute. Here's one. Guy, well, this is real quick. Guy says, want to suck my dick? Girl says no. Guy, probably for the best. I mean, it has a label warning choking hazard. Girl, isn't that the warning on your put on tiny objects? Oh, okay.
Right. So a family walks into a hotel, and the father goes to the front desk and leans over to the attendant and says, the porn on the TV is disabled, right? The guy at the counter gets a frown on his face and says, it's just regular porn, you sick fuck.
Naughty boy, the naughty boy draws a penis on a blackboard. Lady teacher rubs it off. Next day, he draws a bigger one and writes, remember, the more you rub it, the bigger it gets. I like that one. That was cute. Man. You got any, Frank? Come on, Frank. You ain't told one.
Let me see if I can look one up. I don't have one off from memory.
Okay, well, I'll tell another quick one. Boy in the bath with his mom. Boy says, what's that hairy thing, Mom? Mom replies, that is my sponge. Oh, yes, says the boy. The babysitter's got one. I've seen her washing Dad's face with it. Ooh. Teacher asks, teacher says, can you tell me the name of 3 great kings who have brought happiness and peace into people's lives? Student says, smoking, drinking, and fucking.
Hell yeah.
That's Red Eye's answer to his teacher. A guy walks into a pub and sees a sign hanging over the bar that reads, cheeseburger, $1.50. Chicken sandwich, $2.50. Hand job, $10. He walks up to the bar and beckons one of the 3 exceptionally attractive blondes serving drinks. Can I help you? She asks. I was wondering, whispers the man, are you the one who gives the hand jobs? Yes, she purrs, I am. The man replies, well, wash your hands. I want a cheeseburger. Okay, go ahead.
I got one. Bloke walks into a bar and orders himself a drink. Sees a sign there. It says, if you can make this donkey laugh, you get the jar of money, and it's full of dollar bills. So Guy walks up to the donkey, whispers something in the donkey's ear. The donkey bursts out laughing. Bloke walks up, looks at the bartender, grabs the jar, walks out. The bloke comes back a few weeks later. There's a new sign up saying, if you can make our donkey stop laughing, you get this jar of money. So he walks up to the donkey, does something, donkey stops laughing. And the bartender and the guy goes to grab the money. He says, hold on, mate, you got to tell me how did you get, what's going on? And he says, first sign said, make the donkey laugh. How'd you make the donkey laugh? He said, I told the donkey that my dick was bigger than his. Donkey started laughing. He says, how'd you make him stop laughing? I fucking showed him.
Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, Raisin Girl sent me one, said her mom likes to tell this joke. Satan comes up with a new way to torture the citizens of hell. He goes down and pulls out a black, a Mexican, and a white guy and brings them to his chamber. He tells them, if they pass this test, I will let you go back up to earth. Put your dick in my hand. If it melts, you stay. If it does not melt, you go back to living your life. The white guy stands up, put his dick in the devil's hand, and he screams in terror as his dick melts in an extremely quick and painful manner. The Mexican guy stands up and puts his dick in the devil's hand. This time it melts slowly and makes the Mexican scream through the long, painful process. Then the black guy stands up and puts his dick in the devil's hand, and nothing happens. Satan pushes all of his power into his hand. Still nothing happens. I am all powerful Satan. Powerful Satan. Why the hell is this not working? Satan yells, and the black guy says, chocolate melts in your mouth, not in your hands.
I got one. A lawyer is standing in a long line at the box office. Suddenly he feels a pair of hands kneading his shoulders, back, and neck. The lawyer turns around. What the hell do you think you're doing? I'm a chiropractor, and I'm just keeping in practice while I'm waiting in line. The lawyer says, well, I'm a lawyer, but you don't see me screwing the guy in front of me, do you?
Pretty good. A total naked woman rushed in a taxi. The taxi driver turned back and stared at her so keenly. The woman asked the taxi driver, why are you staring at me that way? Haven't you seen a naked woman? The taxi driver replied, no, I just wonder where you have my money.
I actually heard that one before, and it had a little bit extra to it. Whereas she said, why are you staring at me? And he said, well, I noticed you don't have any clothing. So where are you? How are you planning to pay me without anywhere to hold any money? She opens up her legs and says, how about I pay with this? And he says, do you have anything smaller?
Ah, there you go.
Yeah. I was just looking one up and saw a absolute classic, which is a farmer bursts into his wife's bedroom with a sheep underneath his arm. He yells, this is the pig I fuck when you have a headache. His wife looks at him and says, that's a sheep under your arm, dumbass. The farmer replies, I wasn't talking to you.
Oh, no.
That's harsh.
Oh, I like it.
A farmer goes out and buys a new young rooster. As soon as he brings him home, the young rooster rushes and screws all 150 of the farmer's hens. The farmer is impressed. At lunchtime, the young rooster again screws all 150 hens. The farmer is not just impressed anymore, he's worried. Next morning, not only is the rooster screwing the hens, but he is screwing the turkeys, ducks, even the cow. Later, farmer looks out into the barnyard and finds the rooster stretched out, limp as a rag, his eyes closed, dead, and vultures circling over his head. The farmer runs out, looks down at the young rooster's limp body and says, you deserved it, you horny bastard. And the young rooster opens one eye, points up at the vultures with his wing and says, shh, they're about to land.
Yeah. All right,
yeah.
got one here. There's a little bit of a thing goes on between Aussies and Kiwis. So here's a joke for any of the Kiwis in the audience. Why do New Zealanders fuck sheep on the edge of cliffs
Right.
because they push back harder.
Oh. Damn. That's harsh. Two cowboys talking about sex. One cowboy says, I like the rodeo position. I haven't heard of that, says the other cowboy. What is it? Well, get your girlfriend down on all fours and mount her from behind, then reach around and cup both of her breasts and whisper, these feel just like your sisters, and try to hold on for 8 seconds. Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, I got one.
Okay.
A new teacher was trying to make use of her psychology courses. She started her class by saying, everyone who thinks they're stupid, stand up. After a few seconds, little Johnny stood up. The teacher said, do you think you're stupid, little Johnny? No, ma'am, but I hate to see you standing there all by yourself.
Oh. This is an old joke I'm going to tell. I just remember. I have to remember the damn comedian's name, but he's a truck stop comedian. He's so fucking funny. Anyways, little boy sitting on the damn sidewalk, had some chicken shit and had some water. He was mixing the chicken shit in with the water. Milkman comes by and says, hey, son, what you making there? Oh, Milkman. Milkman runs off, pissed off. Tells the postman about it. The mailman comes by and says, hey, son, what you making with that chicken shit and water? Making a mailman. Mailman gets pissed off, runs down, and a cop sees him and says, why are you so pissed off? And he tells him about the little boy. So the cop walks up to the boy and says, oh, son, what you making there? Little boy says nothing. Keeps mixing his chicken shit with water. He said, no, son, what you making? I ain't making nothing. He said, oh, I guess you're making a cop. He said, nope, don't have enough chicken shit for that.
What do you call a hooker with a runny nose?
Oh, I don't know what you call her.
Full.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have heard that, though.
Right.
One day, little Timmy caught his mom and dad having sex. Little Timmy asked Dad, can I join you? His dad asks, can your dick touch your ass? Timmy replies, no. Then no, Dad replies. Later on, he catches his dad looking at porn. Timmy asks, can I look with you, Daddy? His dad asks again, can your dick touch your ass? No. Then no, you can't. Later that night, little Timmy is eating cookies. His dad walks into the kitchen and asks, can I have a cookie? Timmy asks, can your dick touch your ass? His dad replied, yes. Then go fuck yourself. These cookies are mine.
Oh, that's fucking awesome. All right. Yeah. I've got another Rodney one. So little Johnny's had to go to school one day, and it's they have to tell a story to class. So it's like show and tell. So little Johnny stands up and says, back in World War II, my grandfather was, his plane crashed on a small tropical island, and there was a battalion of Japanese soldiers on there. And the only supplies my pop had was a bottle of rum and a bayonet. So me pop drunk the bottle of rum, grabbed the bayonet, and slaughtered the entire battalion of Japanese soldiers. And the teacher's like, oh, wow, well, what's the moral of this story, little Johnny? He says, don't ever fuck with Pop when he's been drinking rum.
There you go. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Walking home after a girl's night out, two women pass a graveyard and stop to pee. The first woman has nothing to wipe with, so she uses her underwear and tosses it. Her friend, however, finds a ribbon on a wreath. She uses that. The next day, the first woman's husband phones the second woman's husband, furious. My wife came home last night without her panties. That's nothing, says the other. Mine came back with a card stuck between her butt cheeks that said, from all of us at the fire station, we'll never forget you. That's pretty good. Damn. I like that one a lot.
Oh, God. Oh, what about the old blonde jokes?
Oh, there's a bunch of them, man. One of my favorite ones, here's one that I can remember off the top of my head. It's classic. Most of you probably heard this one. Is the brunette, the redhead, and the blonde who robbed a bank, right? Running away from cops. A high-speed chase where the chicks pull into a barn. they find off on an offside road there. Well, they all three run into the barn. The brunette hides in a pen full of chickens. The redhead hides in a pen full of puppies, and the blonde jumps into a bunch of potatoes. Well, the cops run into the barn. They kick the chickens, and the brunette goes, "Arf, arf." Well, ain't nothing here but puppies. Kick the why would chickens go arf arf? Chickens go buck buck, and then they kick the puppies, and the puppies go arf arf. Well, there ain't nothing here but puppies. Kicks the potatoes, potato. Here's one more. You know how you can tell a blonde stuffs her bra? She leaves the Kleenexes in the box. You know why the blonde keeps failing her driver's test, don't you?
No.
Every time the door opens, she jumps in the back seat.
How's a blonde turn a light on after she's had sex?
How?
Opens a car door.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Have you guys heard the one 57, 57, 57? So there's a brunette standing in the middle of the road chanting 57, 57, 57, 57. A blonde walks up and says, "What are you doing?" And the brunette says, "I'm practicing." And the blonde says, "Well, what are you practicing for?" And she said, "I'm just counting. Here, you try it." And then the blonde walks out into the middle of the road, says 57, 57, 57. She gets hit by a car. The brunette then returns to her duties, 58, 58, 58.
Damn. Man goes to a fancy dress party wearing only a glass jar on his penis. Lady asks, "What are you?" He says, "I am a fireman." "But you're only wearing a glass jar," says the woman. He says, "Exactly. In an emergency, break glass, pull knob, and I'll come as fast as I can."
Oh my.
Oh my.
That was sexually suggestive, wasn't it?
Guy goes to the doctor. "I think my son has VD. A patient told his urology on the phone. Well, the only woman he's screwed is our maid. Okay, don't be hard on him. He's just a kid." The medic soothed him. Get him in here right away, and I'll take care of him." "But I've been screwing the maid too. I've got the same symptoms he has." "Then you come in with him, and I'll fix you both up," replied the doctor. Well, the man admitted, "I think my wife has it too." "Oh crap," the physician roared. "That means we've all got it." Damn. Little Sally came home from school with a proud smile on her face. She told her mom, "Frankie Brown showed me his willy today." Before mom could raise a concern, Sally said, "It reminded me of a peanut," with a secret smile. Mom asked, "Was it really small?" Sally replied, "No, really salty." Well, that little girl was sucking on his dick.
What?
Yes.
Oh my.
Yes. Yes.
That's disturbing. Now, let's quickly touch on the history of jokes. And the first recorded joke that we know of was a fart joke, apparently.
Yeah.
Fart jokes are the best.
They are awesome.
It's the oldest known document or recorded written version of a joke. Actually, I'll do a quick Google search to get some. But yeah, just the history of comedy. We've come a long way, especially the end of the 20th century, and the joke telling. It's pushed the boundaries of what we found acceptable in society, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Except for the last 5 years, it seems to have contracted back for some reason. I wonder why.
Because people have took that stick and shoved it back up their ass.
What was? I already know who your favourite comedians were, boss. So
yeah,
just again for the folks in chat, who was your favourite comedian and why?
Well, Richard Pryor and George Carlin. I always say those two. I never say one or the other. Richard Pryor because he's so It's Richard Pryor. And one of the things I respect is there was nothing off limits with Richard. I mean, dude, you think about when he had that problem when he set himself on fire with alcohol, with whiskey, and then when he got back, he made a whole stand-up bit surrounding it, and it was fucking awesome. Carlin, because he had balls bigger than fucking a mountain, and it's just, I don't know, the originality of these guys. They were truly innovators. It was just so awesome.
Yeah,
they made me laugh.
Yeah, Carlin's definitely one of my favorites. And the oldest joke, I just got the 1900 BC, apparently. So that's okay. Humor's been in use for a while, apparently, in our in human society. So Frankie, who your favorite comedian, mate, and why?
Well, I guess my favorite comedian is George Lopez. Okay. I don't know why. He always appealed to me. So I just liked his jokes, especially when he talked about his upbringing and all and stuff like that. So I guess I'm, in a way, a product of my time. I started just recently watching Richard Pryor and George Carlin, and they're funny as hell. But I've always went to George Lopez because he was like, I guess, the first comedian I watched. So
yeah, okay.
Not very exciting.
I think I'll let the other dude answer the question in just a second. I think that it's, in a way, it's kind of like, I mean, comedy is definitely to me like music. You know how people always get, it's like the moment, right? I mean, I live in the moment with comedy, so I always say Carlin and Pryor, but man, there's so many other comedians I mean, Rodney Dangerfield's always had a special spot in my heart, dude. Because he's, I don't know, just something about his one-line, the king of the one-liners. And then you got Lenny Bruce, who was actually, I always like to bring up Lenny Bruce because Lenny Bruce was who inspired Carlin. I mean, Carlin was great, but Carlin also, he admired Lenny Bruce. So you got to give Lenny Bruce his props. And go ahead, little man with a beard. Who's your favorite comedian?
It's Mitch Hedberg, actually.
Okay.
I've never heard of him.
I totally forgot about him. Yeah, he's really great.
He's deceased. He died in 2005. But he is the comedian who has made me just like stupid laugh the most. He would put on a lot of monotone voices when he was doing his jokes, and it always seemed like he was on a lot of drugs, and he was.
Oh yeah. It's like he was like almost the king of one-liners because he just did one-liners throughout the whole thing. He didn't tell stories. He just did one-liners, and that's what made it pretty the best. It was funny.
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it.
I've got a couple of favorites. There's two in Australia, Kevin Bloody Wilson and Rodney Roode, and they're both heavily involved in making really funny songs. A lot of their shit's just musical comedy, but they tell a lot of just straight stand-up too. And the other is Andrew Dice Clay, and that's because of that movie he was in. I just find how he does that act with that accent. It's just something about it I find fucking really the stereotypical, you're sort of that Brooklyn hood fucking gangster I just find his stuff really good. And the movie that he was in, like trying to get how he made a big deal out of the fucking Strat and all that shit, I just find his stuff was always funny to me. And he's stuck to his guns, and he still does that routine to this day, I do believe, still wearing the leather jacket and shit.
Yeah, he was all right. I like Clay. Clay was very, it was for the times. I think he's not one of those that last.
Yeah, no, I agree totally. Back in his prime, back in the like 80s and 90s, where that's sort of the time period where he sort of fit. He's sort of out of his time now, and I understand he never modernized his act, and I'm kind of cool with that. I like the fact it's a little bit retro, and he's stuck with his guns, and he's just like this. Yeah, that's just me. Yeah,
ain't nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of great ones. I mean, there's so many great ones. It just like one of my favorites recently passed away not too long ago was Ralphie May. I enjoyed Ralphie May so much. I'm not a fan of like Fluffy like everybody else is. I don't think he's that funny. He's okay. I mean, he's very successful and good on him, but I'm not. But my favorite fat guy was Ralphie May. I just thought he was so fucking funny.
Oh,
I like the way he just didn't care. The political correctness didn't apply to him, and that's what was so funny about him.
we better give Farley an honourable mention for funny fat guys. That guy,
Right.
he was taken way too early, and his work on Saturday Night Live, like the life coach guy says, you'll end up living in a van down by the river, all that shit. Everything he touched was pretty fucking golden. Like, he was a very funny man, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he was very funny. A very funny guy. One of my favorite stand-ups is Steve Martin also.
Yeah, yeah, some of his shit is just incredible. The Atheist song that he does, that's just incredible. He's yeah, the dude's just everything he touches turns to fucking gold.
But yeah, he's pretty good. I like him. You know, he quit doing stand-up to do movies and stuff. But when he quit doing stand-up, his tour was the most successful tour of all time, comedic tour of all time. I mean, he was making bang, and everybody was just like shocked when he just said, "I'm done." I'm done, and he started doing movies. Yeah. Anyways, back to some dirty jokes.
Yep.
A couple driving home hit a wounded skunk on the road. The wife gets out and brings it back to the car. We need to take it to a vet. It's shivering. It must be cold. What should I do? She asks. Husband replies, put it in between your legs. Keep it warm. But it stinks, she exclaims, so hold its nose.
Oh, no.
That's just bad.
That poor skunk. Poor little fella. Oh, shit.
What is the difference between ooh and ah?
I don't know.
3 inches.
Why are cannibals so angry?
Why?
They're fed up with people.
Oh, we're doing the dad jokes now.
Is there such thing as a dirty dad joke? Like, I mean, an actual dirty dad joke. Is it possible to do a dirty dad joke?
To the internet.
Let's find out. Google says yes, I bet, in about 0.3 seconds. I bet you they'll get some.
Yeah. What does the sign on an out-of-business brothel say?
I don't know.
Beat it, we're closed.
Oh, no, there is. It's a thing.
You found it.
Hey, Frank.
Yeah.
Seriously, question though.
Okay.
Do you remember your first blowjob?
Yeah.
How did it taste?
Really salty.
Actually, also, I've got a couple of quick questions for you. Listen, say if we went camping one weekend, right? And you say you woke up the next morning with a really sore ass, would you tell anyone?
I'd tell everybody.
God damn it, you can't come camping with me then. You're supposed to say, I wouldn't tell a soul, because then I'd ask the next question is, when do you want to go camping?
Yeah, no, that's the reason I said that. I knew the joke.
Oh, my God.
So these two friends were playing a game, and the game was if you could stick something up the other friend's butt and determine what it is while they're blindfolded. So the first guy takes a broom and puts a broom up the guy's butt, and the guy says, well, that feels like it's a broom. I think it's a broom handle. And the guy says, yeah, okay. It's my turn, I guess. And so he flips, and the guy puts something up his ass, and he can't tell what it is. Turns out it's a toothbrush. Goes back to the first guy, and he puts a dildo in his ass, and he says, well, that's a dildo. And the first guy says, you've played this game before, haven't you? And then the guy says, no. There's no way I've played this game before. So he goes to they swap one more time. Something else happens. They go back to swap one more time. And he puts, I'm drawing a blank, that thing that you use to fix the toilet.
Plunger.
You played this game before?
I knew that shit was coming.
I haven't heard that one, so I was like, no. I quit, boss. I'm going to go on hiatus now and live on a small tropical island in the middle of the desert.
I think I'm about to tweet this. My girlfriend says if we get 100 likes, we'll try anal. So please don't like it. Her strap-on's huge and it really scares me. That was an actual tweet, by the way, somebody made.
Ooh.
My girl caught me blowing my dick with the air dryer and asked what I was doing. Apparently, heating your dinner wasn't a good answer. I've heard that one before. That's pretty cute. A man and woman meet in an elevator. Where are you heading today? The man asks. I'm going down to give blood. How much do you get paid for giving blood? About $20, she said. Wow, says the man. I'm going up to donate sperm, and the sperm bank pays $100. The woman angrily gets off the elevator. The next day, the man and woman meet in the elevator again. Fancy meeting you again. Where are you off to today? Sperm bank, she says, with her mouth full. That's nasty.
Yep. What's the difference between a pregnant woman and a light bulb?
Don't know.
You can unscrew the light bulb.
Oh.
Who is the most skillful goalkeeper in the world?
Don't know.
All women. They never allow any balls to enter. Except Raisin Girl.
Oh my.
Why do people say grow some ball? That's an old joke. Talking about the vagina. Yeah, being tough. What did the banana say to the vibrator?
Don't know.
What are you shaking about? It's me she's going to eat. That's so stupid.
How do you make your girlfriend scream during sex?
How?
Call her and tell her about it.
Oh.
Snap. This list of dirty dad jokes is the best list I've ever seen.
If one drop of semen contains more life than a drop of blood, why don't vampires suck cock? Oh wait, Twilight.
That was already funny. Then it got better.
Yeah.
That was good.
Teacher and her 3 boy students. Teacher, why did you laugh? Boy 1, I saw a strap of your bra. Teacher, you are punished to stay out of school for 1 week. Boy 2 laughed. Why did you laugh? I saw your bra straps. Teacher, you are punished to stay out of school for 1 month. Teacher bent down to pick up a chalk. Boy 3 started walking out of the class. Teacher, why are you leaving? I think my school days are over. That's pretty cute. So a waitress walks up to one of her tables in a New York City restaurant and notices that all 3 Bulgarian businessmen seated there are furiously masturbating. She says, "What the hell do you guys think you're doing?" One of the Bulgarian men says, "Can't you see? We are very, very hungry." The waitress makes a stroking motion and says, "So how is whacking off in the middle of the restaurant going to help that situation?" One of the other businessmen replies, "The menu says first come, first served."
Oh man,
that's so stupid. It's funny. We are very, very hungry. A little boy about 9 or 10 was sitting on Santa's lap. Santa pointed his finger in the boy's face and said, "George, I know what you want for Christmas. A toy." "Nope," replied George. Then again, pointing his finger at the boy's face, "You want candy." "Nope," replied George. "Then just what the hell do you want?" asked Santa. George looked Santa in the face, pointing his finger. "I want some pussy. And don't tell me that you don't have any because I can smell it on your finger." That's just bad.
Damn.
Santa getting naughty.
Boy, my magic watch says you don't have any underwear on. Oh, fuck, that's the same joke as the other one.
Right. Right.
What's the speed limit for sex?
It's gonna be something 69, right?
68, because at 69 you have to turn around.
Oh man.
Boy, what's it called when 3 people have sex? Girl, a threesome. What's it called when 2 people have sex? A girl, a twosome. Now you know why they call me handsome.
Oh my
Jesus
God.
Christ.
A father was advising his son, if you want to have a big and strong dick in the future, you have to eat more walnuts. Suddenly, son's mother, by an angry face, shouted, Why, when you were a child, didn't eat enough walnut yourself? Okay. It's not that funny. Wife says to husband, you make love like you decorate. Husband replies, what, very slow and professional? No, she replies, I have to finish the job myself.
God
Oh,
This is cute. This ain't really. This is 4 reasons why I curse. Because I fucking want to. Because I fucking can. Because I don't give a fuck. Because my mom isn't around.
all right. I'll have a crack. I'll try and remember this one. So, married couple, they're elderly, and the old bloke's always pestered the missus to get a blowjob. But she's never liked to give head. And just for years and years, he's always got, come on, honey, how about a blowjob? And then finally, she capitulates. And that night, the old bloke gets his blowjob, and he's really fucking happy. But she says, you better respect me in the morning, or else there'll be trouble. And he went, sweetheart, we've been married for so many years now. There's no way I wouldn't respect you. So he gets his blowjob. They go to sleep. Next morning, they get up. They're having breakfast. The phone rings. The old bloke goes over and picks up the phone and says, yes, hello. He says, no worries. Turns around and says, hey, cocksucker, it's for you.
Yeah, that's pretty cute. Yeah, thank you for the tip, Oculus. She sends a tip and a joke. $4.20. Why did the coffee taste like dirt? Because it was just ground a couple of minutes ago. Now that's a dirty joke.
Yeah.
It's pretty good for a simple one.
That was stupid.
So I liked it.
No, it was good. Thank you for the tip, by the way. I appreciate it. You're the only one that's tipped in days. $4.20. Man, that sucks. Thank you, Oculus. Yes, thank you, Oculus. Let's see. Best, okay. Mr. Ben. Okay. Ben, I am asking for your daughter's hand. Why? I don't get it. Don't you have a hand? I do, sir, but I'm sick and tired of my own hands. What the fuck? That's masturbating joke is stupid.
Right. What's the difference between being hungry and being horny?
What's that?
Where you put the cucumber.
There you go. Why do rednecks like having sex doggy style? That way they both can watch wrestling.
Makes sense.
My mind instantly went to the Bloodhound Gang and just like so they could both watch X-Files or something like that. So
Vaginas are like weather. When it's wet, it's time to go inside.
What's that? How do you give a redneck a circumcision?
Yo, you kick your sister in the jaw.
There you go. That's the one.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. I discovered that I spent an hour walking around a mall with a shoe stores filled with comfort stickers stuck to my body. Wow, that's stupid. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Okay. On the other day, the other day in a cemetery, I saw a woman who was rubbing her ass to a grave. When I asked the reason, she answered, "It was my husband. It was my husband. When he was alive, he always told me, 'Your ass is so sweet. Whenever any dead man touches it, he'll be alive.'" What the fuck? Now, these jokes are stupid.
All right, I've got a really fucked up one. What's the best thing about having sex with 27-year-olds? There's 20 of them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Did you guys know that chickens die after they have sex?
Uh-oh.
The two that I had sex with died, so I mean, 100%.
So a girl tells me the other day, "I get horny every time I hear something sexual. It's weird, but anyway, what's your name?" This is what I said: "Sir BJ Anal the 69th." Don't you hate when you open a bag of chips and it's half full? Yeah, that's how us guys feel about push-up bras. Oh, that is pretty true. That's true. It's true.
I found a story, one that I kind of like. So a man and a woman meet at a bar one day and are getting along pretty well. They decide to go back to the woman's house where they engage in passionate lovemaking. The woman suddenly cocks her ear and says, "Quick, my husband just got home. Go hide in the bathroom." So the man runs to the bathroom. Her husband comes to the bedroom and looks at her and says, "Why are you naked?" And she says, "Well, I heard you pull up outside, so I thought I would come up here and get ready for you." "Okay," the man replies, "I'll go get ready." He goes into the bathroom before his wife can stop him, and he sees a naked man standing there clapping his hands. "Who the fuck are you?" the man asks. "I'm from the exterminator company. Your wife called me to get rid of the moth problem you're having." The husband exclaims, "But you're naked." And the man looks down and jumps back in surprise and says, "Those little bastards."
Damn. What did one tit say to the other?
Don't know.
"I hope we get support soon, or people will think we're nuts." That's just bad. Once upon a time, there was a king who thought that his officers were going to try to have sex with his queen. So he made all of his officers put on tight pants and told them if anyone got a boner, their head would be chopped off. So he lined them up, and the queen came to the first one and took off her gown. He got a boner, so that was the end of him. Then she came to the next one and took off her gown. He got a boner, and that was the end of him. This went on until she came to the last one, took off gown and then her under things, and he didn't get a boner. So she took off his clothes and started rolling on the floor with him. Half an hour went by, then an hour. Finally, after 2 hours, the king came in to see what was happening, and as soon as the king came in, he got a boner. So that was a homosexual joke.
Yeah. What did one tampon say to the other?
Oh, God.
I don't know.
Nothing. They were both stuck-up bitches.
Yes, they go when where they put the string on the tampon, so the crabs can go bungee jumping. A woman asked her lover, "Would you keep fucking me that much even after marriage?" He replied, "Sure, dear, if your husband had no objection." Oh, God damn. Why would a blonde wear green lipstick?
Don't know.
Because red means stop.
My wife came home from a hard day at work. She told me to take off her blouse, then her skirt. In fact, she told me not to wear her clothes ever again.
Yeah, I heard it that they were stuck up co-eds. That's the way I heard it too. The tampon joke. Yeah. Anyways,
Sick bastards.
you fucking assholes. Got my wife a dildo, some shoes for her birthday, and some shoes for her birthday. If she doesn't like the shoes, she can go fuck herself.
Yeah.
A man calls 911, emergency, come immediately. My little son has swallowed a condom. After 5 minutes, the same man calls back. It is okay, I found another one.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry.
I'm just talking to the lawyers right now.
I'm so sorry. You two, please don't kill me.
This program is brought to you by the same medication that ruined Roseanne's career.
It was milk of magnesia.
We're going to blame it on the Phillips.
I blame it on the Phillips milk of magnesia. It took the shit out of me.
And Ambien. Crushed up some Ambien and... God damn it.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
Why, boss? Why?
I was just reading. I didn't expect that to happen. I'm so sorry.
Why, Ambien? Why?
I didn't write the fucking joke.
Damn it, Ambien.
I'm sorry. Okay, anyways. What?
Oh, shit.
What does a blonde put behind her ears to make her more attractive?
Oh, God.
Her ankles.
Her ankles.
Today in lesson, little Johnny went back to the room and Miss McRayson went not in the back. Well, never mind. What's the difference between a whore and a bitch?
Don't know.
A whore fucks everybody and a bitch fucks everybody but you. How can you tell a tough lesbian bar?
Don't know.
Even the table has no balls.
Oh.
How can you tell you're at a gay barbecue?
I don't know.
Hot dogs taste like shit.
Oh.
Boy tells girl, spell me. The girl says M-E. Boy, but you forgot the D. The girl says, there's no D in me. The boy says, not yet.
It's like a cheesy pickup line.
Yeah, it is.
That's right. That's after that, I got kicked in the balls.
An ugly bloke walks into a pub with a huge grin on his face. What are you so happy about? Asked the landlord. Well, I live by the railway, and on my way home last night, I noticed a woman tied to the tracks. I cut her free, and we shagged all night. Did you get a blowjob? Asked the landlord. No, he says, I never found the head.
I'm watching time.
Oh,
Oh.
Damn.
All right, it's not dirty, but my one of my favorite jokes is went to the store the other day, buy some milk, butter, and eggs, and went through the checkout line. Cashier started bagging my groceries. She looked at me and said, "Do you want the milk in the bag?" And I said, "No, leave it in the jug."
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, very funny.
Exactly. Cringe jokes. They're the best.
Cringy jokes are the best. Okay,
All right.
Well, let me read this one. Raising Girl sent me another one. Another one mom likes to tell who would win a foot race and a couple of lesbians or gay guys. The lesbians, they were doing 69 while the guys were still packing shit. There you go.
All right, Pimp, I got to take off for a bit. If you're still on when I get back, is it all right if I hop back in the call?
Yeah, but we will be leaving in about 30 minutes. So
Okay, I should be back before then.
Okay.
No
All right.
worries, dude.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. But
See you, dude.
why did the toilet paper roll down the hill?
I don't know.
To get to the bottom.
Oh, God.
Little gay Johnny asked Billy, if you went camping and woke up with a condom in your butt, would you tell anyone? There you go.
Damn
Nope,
it.
when we going camping.
Yeah.
Frightening joke.
What do you get when you take 2 hookers to Red Lobster?
I don't know.
10% off for bringing your own crabs.
Oh my goodness.
That's nasty.
Ruining
Yes.
seafood, that's what it's doing.
Did you hear about the Did you hear about the theft at the Viagra factory?
Nope.
The police are looking for some hardened criminals.
Oh no. Dad joke territory.
Why did Frosty the Snowman pull down his pants?
I don't know.
They heard the snow blur coming.
Oh no. Frosty, no.
Frosty, no, don't do it, you nasty bastard. Yesterday, my daughter was playing in the garden when I saw her kill a butterfly. So to teach her a lesson, I said, just for that, you don't get any butter for a month. Today in the kitchen, she killed a cockroach. I said, nice try. Oh, wait a minute, I just got it. Oh, no.
Oh no.
I'm so sorry.
God damn it. This joke was also brought to you by the drug that ended Roseanne's career, Ambien.
I'm so sorry.
Ambien fucking more careers than your average porn star.
I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I just read it. I didn't write it. Sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. Ambien.
Oh, that's bad, but it was funny though. I stopped a girl in the street last night and handed her a rape alarm and some pepper spray. She looked confused and said, "What are these for?" I started unbuttoning my jeans and replied, "I like a challenge." Oh my God! I'm so sorry.
No. No.
I'm sorry.
No. What have you been mixing your prescription Ambien and what? What else are you taking? We need to. This is getting bad.
I blame the heroin. I'm sorry.
Ambien and heroin. Wait, what?
I'm sorry.
Oh, no. Luckily, I didn't want a YouTube career. Thanks, boss. I'll go and check with Twitter subs. Oh, we're in the negatives now. And I can't believe that's a warrant for my arrest being shared by the fucking Queensland police, too.
They're going down by the second.
Did I say I'm sorry?
God damn it, Ambien.
A blonde picks up her dress from the dry cleaners. When she leaves, the cashier says, "Come again." Blonde said, "Nah, it was ketchup this time." That's
All right, I got a dumb one. This bloke walks into the doctor's office and goes and sees the doctor and says, "Doc, listen, I've got this weird pink stain on my penis. Can you have a look at it?" And Doc goes, "Yeah, all right, guess a look." So, all right, Doc goes and gets a small jar with a solution in it, dabs in some cotton wool, wipes it off, says, "All right, cleared it up." Goes home, tells his mate, says, "Yeah, I went to the doc's, had this weird pink stain on me dick. Cost me $50, but Doc's got rid of it." And the bloke says, "Right, what was the doctor's name?" He says, gets the doctor's name, and he's heads straight down to the doctor's office. Well, he says, "Doc, I've got this weird brown stain on my dick. Can you get rid of it?" And Doc says, "Yeah, I can get rid of that for $200. And he says, "Wait, but you just charged my mate that I live with $50 to remove the pink stain." He says, "Yeah, mate, it's $50 for lipstick, $200 for shit."
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Two millipedes went for a honeymoon. The male one asked, "My darling, between which feet is your pussy, please?" What? I mean, I get it. It's just not funny.
Wah, 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 wah.
What does Barbie use as a tampon?
I don't want to know.
A Tic Tac.
Hey, I was right.
What did the dick say to the rubber?
Don't
Cover me, I'm going in. Why did Snow White say to Pinocchio when she was sitting on his face? That's easy. It's an old one. Lie to me, lie to me, lie to me.
All right, I got one. I'll see if I can remember. What did the hurricane say to the coconut tree?
What's that?
Hold on to your nuts. This isn't going to be any ordinary blowjob.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I like that one. Why do walruses love a Tupperware party? They're always on the lookout for a tight seal.
Oh, nasty.
What is the difference between a rooster and a whore?
Don't know.
The rooster goes cock-a-doodle-doo, and the whore goes any cock-a-doo.
Oh shit, man.
Jesus.
That's bad. How do you get a nun pregnant?
Oh shit.
Dress her up as an altar boy. That's an old joke there. Two guys in a bar. Hey, I've got an idea. Let's play 20 questions. 20 questions? How do you play? You ask me questions and try to guess what I'm thinking of. Okay, but you have to write down what you're thinking of so I know you're not cheating. The man agrees and writes down moose cock on a small piece of paper. Okay, I got a question. Does it taste good? I guess so. Is it moose cock? Oh! Okay.
Oh shit.
Roses are red, violets are blue. I'm in love, but not with you. When we broke up, you thought I cried, but all it was another guy. You told your friends that I was a trick. I told mine that you had a weak dick. I said I loved you, and you thought it was true. But guess what, baby? You got played too. Why is that in here?
I
Don't know.
How do you know when a mechanic has sex?
Don't know.
Two of his fingers are clean.
Oh my goodness.
That's just nasty.
Oh.
That's nasty. I knew I was going to get along with my mother's boyfriend just fine. Because when we met, I said to him, "Hi, Mr. Bob. How are you doing?" He said, "Oh, you don't have to Mr. Bob me. Just call me motherfucker." Just heard someone bragging about his one night stand. Whatever, mate. I've got 2 night stands. That's just so stupid.
Oh, fucking hell.
That joke must come from Australia.
Yep.
Probably.
Probably. A man was fishing and caught a crocodile. The crocodile told him, "Please let me go. I'll grant you any wish you desire." The man said, "Okay. I wish my balls could touch the ground." So the crocodile bit his legs off. That's still my mama's joke.
They stole it.
That's similar to my mama's joke, ain't it? Oh, there. Mama, did you steal that joke? Why doesn't Smokey the Bear have any kids?
I don't know.
Because every time his wife gets hot, he covers her with dirt and beats her with a shovel.
No. Smokey doesn't do that to his. Smokey's not a wife beater. Don't say that.
I had to get.
No, you've ruined Smokey the Bear. I've just got this message of me to that fucking bear with a hat. I've just beaten the shit out of his fucking poor wife, smothered in dirt.
Bitch, only you can prevent forest fires.
No, I love you.
I had to get an Xbox controller tattooed on my vagina so my boyfriend would play with me for a change. Honey said said this husband to his wife, I invited a friend home for supper. What, are you crazy? This house is a mess. I haven't been shopping. All the dishes are dirty and I don't feel like cooking a fancy meal. I know all that. Then why did you invite a friend for supper? Because the poor fool's thinking about getting married. My girlfriend has incredible sexual skills. I almost had a heart attack when I saw the video. Go ahead, bud.
Oh, that's cool. I was going to make a smile comment about the last joke, but that one's just taking the wind out of my sails completely. I'm dead in the water, dropping anchor.
A guy goes into the store, buys condoms. Do you want a bag? The cashier asks. No, the guy says she's not that ugly.
That's old, but a good one.
Yeah, it is. Roses are red, violets are blue. My dick has glue. I offer it to you. Okay.
Wow.
If it's blue, you might want to get that checked out.
Me, can I call an officer a pussy? Cop, no. Me, can I call a pussy officer? Cop, I guess you could. Good night, officer. Oh, that's funny. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Testicles.
Testicles who?
Pillow or penis? What? Pillow for penis? What the fuck? I don't get that.
Oh, I got a quick one. What's got 4 legs, a tail, and a cunt on its back?
What's that?
A police horse.
There you go. What do your parents' car and testicles have in common?
I don't know.
Hit either one of them and you're grounded.
Happy end.
Your mama is so dirty. When she jumped in the bath water, the water jumped down and said, "No, I'm good." Your mama ass so big, your dad's dick gets lost in it.
God.
Oh no. Your mama jokes. We've left Dad's joke. Phil, we're in your mama's town. Oh no.
What have we become?
What do you say to a man with 5 penises?
No.
Your jeans fit like a glove.
No.
Oh, yep.
No.
How can you tell if your girlfriend really likes you?
I don't know.
If you stick your hand in her pants and it feels like you're feeding a horse. What the fuck?
God. No.
What do you call a lesbian with a big tongue?
I don't know.
Well hung. What's the rudest type of elf?
I don't know.
The go fuck yourself. What?
Oh.
Okay. Why are Christmas trees better than men?
I don't know.
Even the small ones give satisfaction.
Oh.
What is the difference between a blonde and the local football team?
I don't know.
The blonde has the higher sperm count. Oh.
No,
Oh
my.
my goodness.
Okay. Dad tries to persuade son to eat the egg he has prepared for him. Eat your egg, my child, to become as big as daddy. I do not want, says the little one. Eat it, my boy. Become strong and powerful. I'm telling you, no, insists the youngest. My dear son, eat your egg to make your bird grow. And the mom from the inside, George, you eat the egg. I'll make you burgers. I'll make burgers for the kids.
Oh, fuck.
What's the difference between Niagara and Viagra?
I don't know.
Niagara Falls. How did Dairy Queen get pregnant?
I don't know.
Burger King forgot to wrap his Whopper. Is it rape if it's your wife? I don't think so. What a relief. Thought you'd be mad as hell.
No.
I'm sorry.
No. Ambient, why? God damn it.
What's the difference between basketball and sex? In basketball, you dribble before you shoot.
Oh, God.
A Saudi prince recently requested that naked statues be covered up while visiting Rome. Apparently, his 9-year-old wife found them offensive.
Oh, that was culturally inappropriate.
Yeah, that was racist.
Wow.
That moment when you notice that one fork isn't really very clean when you're laying the table and you have to decide which family member you like the least. Okay. Okay, one more. What do the mafia and the pussy have in common?
Oh, shit.
I don't know.
One slip of the tongue and you're in deep shit. That was good. I like that one.
I'd just like to say that I distance myself from that joke. If there's any of the La Cosa Nostra listening tonight, I am Gumbata. I don't have anything to do with these gentlemen, just saying.
Oh, these jokes are horrible but good.
Yeah, they are.
Your mama is so fat and so nasty when she sat down on the toilet, grown men fall out of her screaming, "We're free, we're free."
Oh, no. No.
What has 100 balls and fucks on women?
I don't know.
Bingo!
Is it nearly over, boss?
How are Justin Bieber and a Christmas tree similar?
I don't know.
Both their balls are decoration only.
Oh, that wasn't very nice. Justin's a good boy. He didn't do nothing.
Why don't witches wear underwear?
I don't know.
For a better grip on the broomstick.
No. Oh my.
Oh, that's pretty good. I have to wait a minute because I want that to sink in. Have you ever had sex while camping?
No.
It's fucking intense.
Oh no. No. No.
It's fucking intense.
Please make it stop.
He came to my room. Late at night. He sat over my body. He sucked, swallowed, and he left. It was terrible. It was a bloody mosquito. What the fuck? That wasn't even funny. Did you hear about the gay guy that's on the patch?
No.
Yeah, the gay guy is on the nicotine patch.
Oh, yeah, okay.
He's down to 4 butts a day. Why do nursing homes give Viagra to old men every night?
I don't know.
Keeps them from rolling out of bed. Hey, do you guys really want to know Victoria's secret?
Yeah.
She has a penis. What's the difference between 3 dicks and a joke?
I don't know.
Your mom can't take a joke.
Hi.
I'm reading them. I ain't writing them. I'm reading them.
Leave my mum out of this, mate.
What do a priest and a Christmas tree have in common?
I don't know.
It's the same joke as the Justin Bieber one, the decoration. What kind of bees make milk? Oh my God, that's really on there. Boo boo.
It's 10 minutes to go. We take questions. yeah, thank God. This show was brought to you by Ambient. It's destroyed at least 4 careers tonight. Thank you, Ambient.
A quiet man is thinking. A quiet woman has my dick in her mouth. I just made that one up. What did the prostitute's knee say to the other?
I don't know.
Nothing. They have never met.
Oh my! Wow.
All right. Yeah. That's. I just like to say about this whole show. I'm sorry.
You need to just put Ambient in the thumbnail.
Yeah. We'll just slap their logo over everything we'll do for the next month and blame them.
I'm so sorry.
The show was brought to you by Ambient and Crystal Skull Vodka. Mix the two and just act inappropriately.
Yeah. So tomorrow's Fan Friday. I don't know who's coming on.
We don't even know if we're going to have a show by this time.
I blame Frank.
Yep, all my fault.
Why, Frank? Why?
Make sure you guys check out the Alter Perspective tonight, too.
I'll be watching.
Yeah, we got, what's her name on there? Barbara for you, whatever her name is. I mean, she's cool. She's very popular. This week's flew by, says Raising Good. Yeah, it has. Also, guys, Patreon. Become a patron. Please consider becoming a patron. And tip. We need them motherfucking tips. Yeah, Swagta and Barbara for you to see. That's who's going to be on the show tonight. Swagta. He's a pretty cool guy.
I never heard of him. Or Barbara, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a good run this week. Had some great guests on, and then we ruined it all tonight thanks to that. God damn it!
Hey, this is a good show too.
No, I am of course kidding. And just remember, folks, these are all jokes tonight, and it was, we told a few really offensive ones because that's the idea.
Yeah.
So please don't go around Twitter with clips of like some of the shit I said. So check out this racist piece of shit.
I didn't even tell my worst one.
Oh shit.
Well, might as well fucking go for broke, boss. Let's throw it out there.
So,
a penny for a pound.
So this guy took 3 little girls into the woods. And he took 2 little girls. Sorry, 2 little girls. Took 2 little girls to the woods. Said, I'll give you some candy if you take off your shirt. They took off their shirt. I'll give you some candy if you take off your shoes. They take off your shoes. I'll give you some candy if you take off your socks. I'll give you some candy if you take off your pants. They took off their pants. I'll give you some candy if you take off your panties. One little girl looked at the other. We're going to be fucking diabetics by the time he fucks us. I'm sorry!
Fabian. God damn it.
But no. Yes, they're offensive. Some jokes, comedy is supposed to be offensive at times. And that's just the way it is. That's one reason I wanted to do the dirty joke thing. It's just to lighten up the mood. We've had a good week, though. We've had some good shows this week. Tomorrow's Fan Friday. I'll bring on some people, and we'll end it with on a good note like we always do. Next week, I really don't know what's going on. I'll have to figure that out, and I'll let you guys know. I'm pretty sure I'll come up with Monday's idea tonight, and I'll let you know Monday's idea tomorrow, probably. If not, fuck you. But yeah, I'm about running out of stuff to say.
All right.
Well, what can you say?
I'm not
some
saying
questions from
tips.
chat.
I'm not saying tips. And fuck y'all, every one of y'all. I hope y'all get raped brutally
Wow.
by a
By
nice guy.
By Roseanne.
Oh,
Dun, dun.
while she's taking Ambien.
Wow.
Oh no.
Yeah, she brutally rapes you while making racist tweets.
Shit.
I made it back before the show ends, Pimp.
Yeah, you did.
Awesome sauce.
I love you too, man.
Apologize for that. Had things to do.
That's fine, buddy. That's completely fine. And I don't know. Oh, by the way, you got anything to plug, dude?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Right.
I run a talk show on Twitch called Skep Talk Live, and I would love to have anybody come see it. Do comedy news, and we tear apart conspiracy theories with lots and lots and lots of sarcasm.
Yes, he does.
Well, I'll be checking out your show for sure.
Yes, he will.
That sounds right up my alley.
Yes, it does. And Frank, what about you, homeboy?
Yeah, we got a show this Saturday. The guest has changed up, but I am currently scheduling somebody real quick. But yeah, we got a Let's Riff show coming up this Saturday at 5:30, I believe. So
Okay, absolutely awesome. I was on their show last night.
yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. We talked about people getting kicked off YouTube for products.
Yeah.
And so absolutely, it was a good show. Good time, good time. So anyways, we'll go ahead and edit 4 minutes. We'll go ahead and end it. Thank you guys for watching so much. I appreciate you. Appreciate all the support. You guys are fucking awesome. I appreciate you, Frank. I appreciate you, Drew. I don't appreciate you, Red.
I know.
Red came up with offensive jokes and just fucking ruined it.
Yeah, dude. I was trying to do clean comedy today. And
I've ended at least 3 careers tonight, and that's not something that I should be proud of. But for some reason, I am.
Ah, damn it.
yeah. Anyways, later, guys. And yes, it is true. It is.